Welcome back to Top Stocks. In this video I am going to talk about C3AI. C3AI is a company, which just went public a couple of weeks ago and which is an interesting company to possibly invest in. Before I am starting with my thought about the company, I just want you to know that I am not a financial advisor. I am presenting my thoughts about the company, but it is not a recommendation to sell or buy the stock. Please do your own research before investing into a company. When trying to evaluate a company, I always start with the history and the business model of the company, because in the end it is always coming down to the question of how a company earns money. And before investing in a stock, I want to understand how a company earns money. So let's begin with the history of C3AI. The company was founded by Tom Siebel in 2009. Tom Siebel once said that 52% of the Fortune 500 companies either merged or disappeared in the last 20 years due to the digital transformation. Siebel describes digital transformation as the combination of elastic cloud computing, Internet of Things, big data and artificial intelligence. C3AI tries to help companies to survive the digital transformation and already has a large customer base. C3AI of course works in the field of artificial intelligence like the name suggests. But what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence can be described as training an algorithm with huge amount of data, so much data that a human can't handle it. Artificial intelligence tries to make sense of the data and tries to find pattern and can find conclusions that humans are not able to find. This leads to outcomes and solutions that are able to optimize processes and save companies a lot of money. So now that we know what the company tries to do, let's try to explain it with an example of one of the companies that is a customer of C3AI. C3AI works with large companies such as Royal Dutch Shell, for example. Royal Dutch Shell is of course a well-known oil company. So how does artificial intelligence help Royal Dutch Shell to improve their operations? Artificial intelligence can, for example, predict when a valve will fail, so it allows the company to change the failing valve before it actually happens. This saves maintenance time and money. To enable artificial intelligence, there is of course a need for data and sensors who produce the data. But that is just one of many things that artificial intelligence can help with. Other examples would be finding the right pricing for the highest return, transportation optimization or demand forecasting, just to name a few. Really, there is almost no industry that cannot benefit from artificial intelligence. To sum up, C3AI takes a lot of data, all kinds of data such as videos, Excel files and pictures, and connects them and tries to make sense of all the data and connects the data with a machine learning algorithm. Once the machine learning is trained and able to find valuable results, the software of C3AI is able to present the findings to an end user in a form that humans quickly can understand the importance of these findings. C3AI gains money in two ways. Firstly, the company offers their software in a subscription model to customers. The pricing depends on the amount of users that use the software. For $395 per month, up to 10 users can use the software simultaneously. The subscription for up to 30 employees costs $995 per month. This business model is very popular at the moment and is called software as a service. Software as a service has the huge advantage of recurring revenues, which is of course something that investors are looking for. Secondly, the software runs on the server of C3AI and the user pays for the server capacities needed when using the software. So now that I have explained the business model of C3AI, let's take an in-depth look at their actual products. In fact, C3AI has currently 3 products, which the company sells. The first one is C3AI Integrated Development Studios, an application development system with many useful features that helps developers to work more efficient. The system gathers data and offers the user a simple way to use and analyze it. It basically automatizes the work of a data scientist and offers user-friendly tools to analyze data. The system offers tools to visualize data, helps to develop machine learning tools, and also is able to train the machine learning software. The software also tracks performance metrics to find the best solution. Furthermore, the system allows to develop front-end applications which allow to use artificial intelligence as decision-making support with visualizations of data. This is very important since the best artificial intelligence tool is useless without visualizations of data. The last feature of the C3AI Integrated Development Studios is the possibility to integrate codes of third-party developers into the C3AI environment. To sum up, C3AI Integrated Development Studios allows to work efficiently with data, helps to manage machine learning and basically saves a lot of time due to the automatization. The other products of C3AI are based on the C3AI Integrated Development Studios. The second product is called C3AI Ex Machina. Ex Machina can be used by the end user to combine the parts of the C3AI Integrated Development Studio to create workflows without needing the know-how of coding. The benefit of this is that the tools of C3AI can automatize the work that a data scientist used to do. I can't stress enough how revolutionary the fact is that no coding know-how is needed to work with these tools. The last product are finished models for standardized applications. For example, money laundering detection model, production schedule optimization model or inventory optimization models. For example, detecting potential money laundering is a task that every bank and financial institution has to do. When a company decides to buy the C3AI solution, they simply have to feed the algorithm with their data, and within short time the software is able to tell an end user which transactions are suspicious and deserve a closer look. So now that we know how C3AI earns money and which products the company sells, let's talk about the valuation of the company. But before going into details, I just want to start with general thoughts about an IPO. Before going public, companies have different reporting duties, which means they have more freedom when it comes to accounting. This often leads to financial engineering before the IPO in order to make the company more appealing to potential investors. So oftentimes I wait with an investment until a company has the first earnings call. The way C3AI wants to grow is by solving the biggest problems in each industry. They try to win the biggest players in industry asses their problems and try to solve it or optimize it with artificial intelligence. If they are successful, the competitors are almost forced to buy the C3AI solution as well if they don't want to fall behind. And of course, the more companies use C3AI, the smarter their algorithm gets, and solutions in one field can also be applied to other industries. I really like the business model of C3AI since it is highly scalable. This means that once they solved a problem, for example developing an algorithm that detects money laundering, they can sell the same algorithm to every bank without having additional production cost. The revenue of C3AI was $157 million in fiscal 2020 and grew steadily from quarter to quarter in the last 5 years. So the company grows at a quick rate, which I am looking for when trying to find potential growth companies. I also like that the company was able to increase the gross margin while also increasing revenue. The ability to raise the margin is crucial for growth companies such as C3AI. Their gross margin is around 35%, which is already at a very high level. The company is not profitable yet, which does not concern me at the moment. Growth companies such as C3AI tend to spend all the earnings on future growth, which means investing in the products and especially customer acquisitions. This is also something I am looking for in growth companies, since these investments will eventually yield in higher returns in the future. There are competitors that try to do the things C3AI does, but the company definitely has the best working end-to-end AI development platform. The biggest challenge according to C3AI is to convince new customers to hire C3AI in the first place, because a lot of companies are still trying to come up with a similar solution themselves. Palantir is sometimes mentioned as a competitor, but the companies target different customers at the moment. At the time I am creating this video, the market cap is currently at more or less $13 billion, which is a lot considering the revenue of $157 million. The stock price of course skyrocketed after the IPO and is now rather high. So now let's answer the question if I think C3AI is a good investment. I like that C3AI taps into many revolutionary trends at the same time, and their possible addressable market is enormous, but at the moment I think the valuation is rather high. The way I tend to invest in such companies that rose a lot is by buying a small portion of shares. And that's what I did. I added some shares to my portfolio but did not spend a whole lot on this shares, and now I am waiting. If the stock drops as I am expecting, I am going to add more shares to my portfolio, and if the stock price rises even more, I am happy that I already have the shares in my portfolio. So now I am curious about your opinion. Have you invested in C3AI, or do you think the valuation is way too high at the moment? If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Also let me know in the comments which stock I should analyze next.